Welcome to Bitcoin Finance. Today's topic is your obligations as a Bitcoin owner. You probably own Bitcoin as a store of value. You realize that fiat currency is being printed continuously and that this is devaluing the value of that fiat currency. And it's for this reason that you own Bitcoin. However, the value of Bitcoin is ultimately dependent on what others are willing to pay for it. Bitcoin is limited in supply, and therefore the price of Bitcoin as measured in anything is subject to how much demand there is for that Bitcoin. It's not just enough for you to buy and hold. Well, you could do that and hope that the value and the adoption of Bitcoin, the demand for Bitcoin increases. But in my view, all Bitcoin owners have a fundamental obligation to advocate for Bitcoin. There are lots of things that you can do to ensure that other people continue to use Bitcoin, to desire Bitcoin, and that the demand for Bitcoin continues to grow compared to the underlying supply of Bitcoin, which is perfectly finite. You can speak to family, you can speak to friends, neighbors, colleagues, you can post on social media. The point is that unless others want and desire and ascribe value to Bitcoin, it won't have any value. And the beauty of Bitcoin is that there is a perfectly incentivized viral effect that takes place. Once you own Bitcoin, it is in your interests to advocate the use of Bitcoin as a store of value to others. And once those others have Bitcoin, they in turn have similar incentives. Over future episodes, we'll talk about other things that we can do, in particular, how we can advocate in relation to debunking the many myths that exist out there around Bitcoin, the uncertainty that certain people have around using Bitcoin as a store of value, and just in general, all the misinformation that for many reasons exists around Bitcoin. Okay, so for now, number one thing to bear in mind is that it's not just enough to own Bitcoin and HODL. If you really care about Bitcoin, if you want its use to continue long term, and if you want its value to grow, then go out and be an advocate.